Am I back? And if so, can you tell me what the last thing you guys heard was? I remember the last thing I was saying. Thank you guys for putting up with this if you are still here. I appreciate it. It wouldn't be a serious Bright Star stream unless shit got fucked. All right. Okay, good. Well, what I was saying was, so Quotons, uh, sent the message saying that your brother took the gold plates out of the package and colored them with a Sharpie. Um, just what I was saying was, I'm sure at the time, uh, that probably really pissed you off, just because, like, I mean, they're cool anyways. But I think even as kids, some of us were like, these are gonna be worth something. They're made of gold and like they're cool and like they're limited. You can only get them at Burger King for a little bit. These are gonna be worth something someday, and they're like $10. I think we all expected them to appreciate and value a little more than that. Um, but they didn't. So hey, nothing really ruined. Um, wow, yeah, I thought those were gonna be worth a little more. Um, what else? What else could I? I got one of these Darth Vader helmets from. All right. Hmm. Yeah, kind of once again thought they'd be worth a little more. Huh. Well, um, what about Darth Vader's TIE fighter? I have that. $20. Oh no, that one's much smaller than the one I have. Okay, so that's the one I have, but this person's only selling the. Wow, still only $15. Hmm. My toys did not appreciate as well as I had hoped they would. Huh. Um. I do still have my original Bionicles. Oh man, that is so cool. I was so into Bionicles. Really, only the first set, though. This guy's selling the full set for 140, which I'm pretty sure I have the whole set. $100. Oh well, this was the second one, which I didn't like as much. I like the shoulder pieces, but overall, I didn't really like their designs. Yeah, like $25 for one of them with the original stuff. Just selling the masks for like 50. Man, I miss these. This makes me so nostalgic. Oh man. Um I don't know what else I have. I already looked through my like Pokemon cards and stuff a while ago, and unfortunately don't really have any like money makers. Um I would have had a couple, except I was a moron in 6th grade and put a magnetic strip on the back of them with like adhesive. So when I removed those magnets, it, you know, removed some of the paper on the card, thus ruining any value those things would ever have. And it was on things like an Alakazam, a Gyarados, like big ones. The only thing that I have that may still hold some value is an unopened starter box. Pokemon TCG basic starter box. See if anyone's selling those. Basic 1 starter box. Oh wait, those aren't first editions. Those aren't first editions and they're still going for $20? Sorry, just a moment. Uh Also, just wanted to make sure, is stream working now? is Are there people in chat? Are you guys here? $62 for a regular Machoke, ungraded. I don't think that man's ever going to sell that. Pokemon TCG blue box. Machamp box. Okay, well, it wasn't all that. Starters? Okay, it's this. No, it isn't. Fuck. Wow, that's a first edition Machamp going for $2,000. Yep. Okay. It's fine being quiet and everything. Like I was just a little unsure of whether it was like still working or not. Um. Yeah. Wow. First edition Machamp going for $2,000. Non first edition. Oh, Japanese. Okay. Pokemon TCG. Did I already try starter box? This thing, okay. No, it isn't. This is the same thing. It's such a similar thing. It was the The reason I'm not sure on its value is because it wasn't random. You knew, like, it was a starter deck. It was the first starter deck. Like, it had a list of very specific cards that it came with. The primary thing about it being you got this card, the Hollow Machamp. But the thing is, I don't know if it was guaranteed first edition or not. And I want to see if the value in this box, first of all, what it is to begin with, but second of all, um, essentially whether it's going to be worth more closed or open. Maybe it was this. I don't know without knowing the size. Original Pokemon TCG starter deck. Oh, I remember this thing too. Wow, remember when playing Pokemon was that simple? I see here's these fucking first edition Machamps going for $10. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google what the fuck it was called. Pokemon TCG starter deck. First starter deck. Maybe. Okay, was it this? I think it was this, like, 2-player starter set. Sort your searches by completed or sold or whatever to see how much they're actually selling for versus the asking prices. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, and it's the 2-player starter set. So first, I'm gonna Pokemon TCG 2-player starter set. And none of that got typed. Pokemon TCG 2-player starter set. Okay, so yeah, it's like, wow, they're kind of all over the place. Like 180, 250, but then all the way down to $5. Some of them seem to be a couple hundred. Sort my searches by what? Where do I do that? Because just in my mind, it's just like, why would a listing be pulled up if it's been completed? I can do like ending soonest to see like kind of where they're sitting at. But it also says things like 0 bids. Yeah, I'm not really seeing a way to list them by like a completed listing. Filters maybe. I just mean like if they haven't sold yet, then the prices are relevant. The prices are the ones sold are the real value. Yeah, no, I for sure know what you mean. Like I understand what you're getting at. Um, I just don't think there's any way to sort them that way. Because again, like why would a listing stay up once it was completed? It would be nice if they did for this exact purpose. Um, and I get the feeling that if I just went and Googled this thing to check for prices, it would probably just bring up eBay listings. But I will try doing that real quick. Um, yeah, that's eBay. Card guide, maybe. I know it's an option I've done. I just don't remember where off the top of my head. If you, uh, if you could try looking it up, and if you find out how to, um, here it is on Amazon. It just says currently unavailable. But is anyone selling it? I'm guessing not, since it's not showing any listings. I would guess not. Ooh, studio equipment. I don't really need a mixer. I wouldn't even know what to do with it. Actually, well, I'll since I know what I'm searching for now, I can find it again. Sort eBay listings by completed. When the search results appear, look on the left-hand menu, scroll down to the bottom page, and choose completed. I'll check the message that you sent me too. Go to view. When the search results appear, look on the left-hand menu. Okay, so this was the same thing I found. Scroll to the bottom of the page and choose completed. If you wish to see only sold listings, choose sold. I will try again. Maybe I just missed it. Did it mean all the way at the bottom? Although even so, just kind of seeing all of the listings, they seem to be between 2 to... Oh, maybe it's just in more filters. Got it. Show only sold items and completed items. We figured it out, guys. 219, 186, 202, 185, 199. 117 seems to be the lowest. 18, but it looks pretty... The 200 area seems to be where most of them are getting sold at. A couple for less, but on the whole, it seems to be around 200. What the... This guy This guy put this thing in a sarcophagus. Oh, can the picture not be pulled up? Look at how much plastic that thing is sealed in. They finna bury this shit in a pyramid. Come back in 1,000 years, see what it's worth then. 3 trillion space bucks. That's enough to get you an ultra Starbucks. I don't know, I'm just thinking of like 10,000 years in the future. All right. Well, that was interesting. What about you, Quotons? Anything from your childhood you may still possess that you're wondering if it has any sellable value to it? We can look something up. Hold on, I'm going to change our category to away from New Vegas for a moment. Yeah, anything you can think of? Or shall we move on? Also, Purdy Pan. I don't know if you're still here, lurking about or not, but same question for you. If there's anything else, any other items that you may have, or not, from your childhood that you wish to see valued in today's currency. You know, the N64 I had was it was called like the Jungle Green. Yeah. $100 for the console. Fantastic Jungle Green. $160 for the controller. Ooh, and the expansion pack. And the cables. Ooh. Yep, that's the one I got. What else did I have as a kid? Oh, you know what? Oh, what was that Pokemon board game called? Something Masters. Pokemon Masters board game. What was this thing called? Master Trainer. Man, this thing was fun. Oh, right. I'm still on the sold thing. Man, I love this thing. This game was so cool. No one ever played it with me. Anytime I played it, it was mostly by myself. No one else in the neighborhood was interested in playing. Ah, but it was so cool. I loved it. $100. $12. Oh, missing pieces. Gotcha. Must be missing a little. Around $100. Ooh, 35. Ah, 4 chips missing. Oh, did they make another one? Whoa. That's like Gen 3. Man, I wish they would have kept making those. have no idea what any of this means. I don't know what those numbers mean. I don't know what the dice mean. I'm guessing in order to do that... Okay, here's what I'm guessing. The yellow numbers their HP. Obviously, the tackle describes the move that they can do. The number next to that is the damage they do. And I'm guessing you roll a dice to see if the move hits. And you have to roll one of the results. So in this case, for tackle, a 3, 4, or 5, in order for it to be successful. That's pretty neat. That's interesting. Man, it'd be cool to get a hold of this board. $70. Is that completed? Incomplete. Mostly complete. See details. $260 as is, factory sealed. Wow. Ooh, here's the game board for the 3rd gen one. Oh, how awful. That does not look nearly as fun. Once again, something trying to recapture the nostalgia falls on its fucking face. What else? What else? I didn't really play a ton of board games as a kid. It's only been the last few years that I started to get into them. And even then, I don't really buy them. I very thankfully have a friend that buys a lot of them, and we go over to their house a lot and play. Hello, yes, I'm still present. I'm lurking currently playing some Fortnite with my son. Oh, gotcha. That's really cool. There's no fucking way your son is old enough to be playing video games. And I don't mean that in like the moral aspect. Are you telling me enough years have passed? 7 next month. Are you... You know my niece just graduated? The little girl that I still... When I hear her name, I imagine her being like 5 years old. She just graduated... I think college. Like, not even graduated high school. I think she just graduated college. And I've got cousins that, again, like, I think of them as kids. I think of them as these bratty little annoying kids that I was always like, man, I can't wait until you're old enough for you and I to have like a real conversation, like people, and not like a teenager talking to a 7-year-old. And now they are. It's been so long that they are now those people. And I still haven't had the opportunity to see them. And they're like either still in college or like out of college, and just like they're just an adult now. They have lives and you know, are starting to get into those relationships that, like, you know, make you think, you know, well, I may be at their, like, I may be getting like a wedding invitation soon. Yeah, time sucks. Time sucks, and it's weird, and it just does nothing but make you feel older and older, because, hey, guess what? You are older and older. Every time you check, you're older. It's impossible to do the other thing. Either of the other things. You can't be younger and you can't be the same. You can only be older. Whew. Now that I've mulled that over. What else? What else is some nostalgic stuff from the 90s and early 2000s that we can look at? Oh, you know what? Just for the visual, like, um, do you guys remember non-black VHS tapes? As a human, yes. As a jellyfish, no. I gotcha. That took me a moment. W's. But I gotcha. Yes, because certain types of jellyfish are considered immortal. Because they just keep getting older and older and then stop doing so. Yeah. You guys remember, like, plastic that was colored a different color plastic than the normal color plastic? And those things were incredible. Like an orange VHS or the like green what N64 game had the green case? Yep, the orange Rugrats. It's the VHS for Rugrats in Paris. I had the soundtrack for that movie as well and listened to it on every road trip. Monsters Inc. was blue? Was it? I think my family was into DVD by that point. I honestly didn't know Monsters Inc. had a VHS. There it is. Wow, you're right. Yeah, you're right. That's crazy. Yeah, I never knew that. Like I said, I didn't even think it came out on VHS. I thought it was into DVD territory. Although, I kind of keep forgetting that VHS went longer than I remember. Last VHS movie. A History of Violence in 2006. Wow. That is way later than I thought. VHSs were still around, sure, but I didn't know they were still producing them that late. Well, when did Monsters Inc. come out? 2001? Monsters Inc. was 2001? See, I thought it was more like 2006, 2007. Wow. Movies with different color VHS. Because there had to be others, right? Compelling list of all known colored VHS shells. I still have old Best Buy VHS movies. Yeah. We still have all of the old like Disney big box movies. Sorry, hold on. Got another message from someone I need to respond to. Sorry, just someone asking me a question I needed to answer. Um, oh right, Barney tapes were some of those were white. Hello Kitty's Paradise, Highway Hitcher from '98. There was some pink ones. Some Barney tapes were also purple. Donnie Darko's VHS tape was blue. That's interesting. Transparent blue. What? Well, I'm going to click on images and hope for the best. Whoa. That is awesome. That's super cool. Red, Rocky Horror Picture Show, that sounds about right. Silence of the Lambs had a red flap on the front. I remember some of them did that. The Hunt for Red October, of course. Orange was Rugrats, Good Burger, Blue's Clues. Yeah, basically like Nickelodeon stuff. They would make orange. Yellow, Bob the Builder. I remember that. E.T. had a green one, and VeggieTales did. They had a neon green one. What about N64 colored cartridges? I know there was, so Golden Eyes was blue. Although I feel like they should have made it the like Majora's Mask, gold. Like gold, blue, red, yellow, green. Killer Instincts was black, as was the Super Nintendo cartridge, which was super cool. Let me make sure I have safe search on. All right, well I do now. See, Donkey Kong 64 was yellow. Both the Zeldas were gold. Pokemon Stadium was gold. Oh yeah, of course. Well, yeah, of course they did it with. Man, different colored plastic was just cool, right? Like some of them did have to be gray so that there was a normal, but yeah, like different colored plastic just hit so different in the 90s and like early 2000s. Oh man, did any of you use a Game Shark? Or once it got into PS2 eras, like action replays. Oh, right, the gold N64 from Toys R Us. That's right. Uh, ooh, skipping a little ahead, but still being a little nostalgic. Do you guys remember? Um, and this will really only be for people who had subscriptions to like video game magazines. I don't know how long PC Gamer was out, and I also don't know if they would cover console stuff, but um, so gaming magazines mine was Tips and Tricks. Got those every single month. I absolutely adored them. They were so cool. Um, there was what was I getting at? Oh, so when the generation of PS3, 360, and the GameCube was, or I'm sorry, not the GameCube, the Wii started rolling out, and we were getting news of that. The first physical reveal of the PlayStation 3, like when they like announced that it was a thing and they were working on it, the controller had an interesting design. I had a subscription to Gamer Magazine from their first to last issue, Good Night, Sweet Prince. And I feel the same way. I don't know if I ever got... So Tips and Tricks kind of got phased out, which does mean it does have like an official last issue, but it wasn't a final issue, if that makes sense, or swap them. Basically, like, so Tips and Tricks was a monthly magazine, and then I think either once or twice a year they would do, or maybe more than that, they would do a special edition called Codebreaker, I believe. So Tips and Tricks as a magazine was basically the front half of it was various types of gaming news, and then the back half of it was cheat codes, back when that was the biggest thing for video games. But as I said, like, X amount of times a year, they would release a what I think was called Codebreaker, and that was only cheat codes, and it was packed. They put in more codes than they usually did, and so they had those special issues a couple times a year. But later on into its life, it basically swapped to the opposite, where Codebreakers were coming out every month and Tips and Tricks started coming out less and less. And that was just like with the advent of the internet and like most magazines, like it just, print media started to fade as people were getting their news more immediate, and more easily accessible, and cheaper online. But I absolutely love Tips and Tricks. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, the point of this entire thing. So Tips and Tricks was kind of like one of those ones that was at the forefront of video game information. It's how a lot of people got their gaming news. And so when the PS3 came out, the controller that they initially showed got a lot of flack from people because of its honestly ludicrous design. I don't know if any of you out there remember the original PlayStation 3 controller and the name that it was colloquially given by the public. But I'll let you know now, it was nicknamed the Boomerang. And I will show you why. This was the original PS3 controller. Obviously before the console was officially released. But yeah. This is what we got. That is god awful. Yeah. Yeah, it looks real dumb. It looks super uncomfy. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone was very, very happy they did not go with this design. Like, that looks so terrible. And yeah, I'll never forget getting that issue of Tips and Tricks, and they had the image of it on the cover in like a little circle up in the corner. I think the cover at that time was for Destroy All Humans, either 1 or 2. And it had an article about the controller. And when I remember getting the magazine, and even me as a kid, like however old I was, looking at that image and it saying, PlayStation 3 controller reveal. And I saw that image and I was like, there's no fucking way this is real. Like, I double, triple, quadruple checked the month I was in to make sure it wasn't April, to see if this was like an April Fool's edition, and it wasn't. It was legitimate at the time. This is what they revealed alongside the console. I've always been more of a fan of Xbox controllers, but my god, at least PlayStation never produced that. Yeah. Thankfully, this never got cleared for mass production. Unfortunately, a handful were made. Could you imagine how much one of those would go for today? Like if someone was selling a physical PS3 Boomerang controller, because I'm sure like they have to be somewhere, right? And again, I'm sure every single one of them has been accounted for and is locked in a fucking dungeon somewhere in Sony headquarters. But that's not impossible to say that, they're never going to see the light of day again. I mean, to be fair, Nintendo made the N64 controller work. Maybe we'd get used to the Boomerang. The difference is the N64 controller it looked ludicrous, and at sometimes it looked ludicrous, but it was still genius because it's a controller you can hold two different ways, and neither of them felt uncomfortable. Like even as a kid, like I never remember it feeling too bulky, too awkward or anything. Like it felt okay. But this doesn't look like either of those. Let's try eBay. Let's see, PS3 Boomerang for fuck's sake. PS3 Boomerang controller. Because there's no way anybody... Yeah, I'm not seeing a single... Not even a listing for, like, someone made it... Like, someone made it themselves, just to say, like, hey, like, I make Boomerang controllers based off their designs. I want someone to, though. Like, I want someone to design one of these and, like, 3D print it and make it, like, a workable PlayStation controller. Just to see if it would be comfortable. Like, to see maybe what we're missing out on. I may contact somebody. I may make this a thing for stream. I've got a couple people I know who design and do 3D print. I may get a hold of them. I may do something with this. What about did other consoles have... I think most other consoles that have a reveal are pretty much in their final stages. Because I don't really think they do this prototype thing anymore. It's kind of like when... They've decided that when you see the product, that is, like, what is going to be sold. It used to be they would reveal, like, the first kind of working model, like the prototype, and it usually, was with the caveat saying that this is the console. This is kind of where we're at, subject to change, but essentially this is what we've been working with and what we're, generally speaking, hoping to provide to the public. And then they kind of wait and see, and it's like, okay, did we get any, what's the feedback? Did we get any backlash on anything? Did people absolutely love it? I don't remember the 360's reveal. I do remember the Wii was originally called the Revolution, and I'm remembering its design basically staying the same. The only major change was almost all of the press release for the Revolution had the color scheme being black, but then they eventually changed it to the white of the Wii, which it was a good move. Nintendo Revolution. Let's see if this brings anything up. It does automatically bring up the Nintendo Wii. Yeah, this was the image I remember seeing, and it's so tiny. Um, there's kind of a mock-up of it. That's a little better, but yeah, like it's I don't know what else to show you. It was just a black Wii, um, but the design pretty much stayed the same. Yeah, there's them like physically holding it. Woo. I apologize for not remembering that man's name. Um, but yeah, that's them holding it. Like it again. Like really, the only thing they changed was the official name and the color scheme, which they still made those black Wii's because I think there was a probably decently large group of people saying like, hey, those promotional images you showed of like the Revolution were actually cool. Can we have those? So I think they did make a version of it. What was let's see, the Xbox 360 prototype. Because I don't necessarily remember any original version of the 360 either. And I don't know if it had a code name before its release either. You know what? Let's try Warnkaporty. Xbox 360. Because I'm sure it'll list it here. History development. The only thing I remember the code name of was the Kinect before it came out. They were calling it Project Natal, Natal, and boy did they overpromise on that thing. Yep, right there. Under the code name Project Natal. That's the only time code name's coming up on the page, so I guess so. Yeah, that's kind of the era where they stopped doing those sorts of reveals before the final product, I think. I don't remember like either the PS4, the Xbox One, or the I guess either the Wii U or the Switch really having like a publicized code name before its release. Nintendo Project Codenames. List of Nintendo codenames. See, the N64. Well, let's just go to the beginning. Not really. So the N64 was called Project Reality, and the Ultra 64. The GameCube was called the Dolphin, which makes sense because the famous emulator for GameCube is called the Dolphin. The Wii was the Revolution. The Wii U was they call it Project Cafe. I do kind of remember that. And the Nintendo Switch was just the Nintendo Switch was just called NX. Yeah, I kind of remember that. Let's see, handhelds. I don't really remember. The Game Boy Micro. God, what a failed thing that was. Called Oxygen. The DS was called Iris and Nitro. The Nintendo DSi was called Twilight, and the DSi XL was Ultra Twilight. That's really funny. The 3DS was called the Citrus, which again makes sense because the emulator for the 3DS is called like Melon or something, I believe. Melon. This is giving my brain scratches and nostalgia feels good. Yeah, right. How's about Xbox project code names? And it's just reminding me how old I'm getting. Yeah. I've been. Someone else on my Facebook pointed out that I've been out of high school for 13 years now. I had my Facebook memories come up with like my graduation photos, so that was fun. Microsoft code names? I mean, yes, but I kind of gaming hardware. So the code name for the is that it? If this is true, I never knew this. So the code name for the Xbox was the Direct Xbox because of the drivers it used? That's interesting. So again, we knew the Kinect was Project Natal. The 360 was known as the Xenon. Interesting. Xbox One was the Durango. That's funny. The Xbox One S was the Edmonton. The One X is the Scorpio. That's interesting. Actually, yes, this was the most recent one I can remember. They had Project Scarlet. Project name for a family of next-gen consoles. Xbox, Anaconda, and Lockhart are both part of Project Scarlet. Announced at E3 2018. Okay, so the Anaconda and Lockhart became the Series X and the Series S. So I guess the most current one is the Edinburgh, originally spotted by software developer Batman on Twitter. A new codename, Xbox Edinburgh, can be seen within the Xbox One's operating system underneath Lockhart and Anaconda. That's interesting. Yeah, so like I don't know if Sony really does that with PlayStation, seeing as like it's like we all know it's just going to be the numerical. Unless maybe with their handheld. I don't know what the project names were for like the PSP and the PSV. Interesting that I don't see a specific article like the other ones being brought up immediately. Let's see if any PlayStation console appears on here. Nope. Yeah, because I think it's just always been like we know. I think the PS3 kind of solidified it, right? Like obviously the original PlayStation was just the name they gave it, and it was like PlayStation 2, and it was like okay, but it still could be whatever. And then they announced the next one, and it comes out, and it's just PlayStation 3. I think at that point, then it's like, okay, so we're just doing numbers. The PS5 is out. That's fucking incredible. Yeah, it didn't really come up with one, so I'm guessing not. Project Scorpio. Let's see the place. So this, and again, so the thing about this is like this isn't really listing any sources. PlayStation and PS1 are different consoles, which was confusing. Are they? I remember the difference. I remember there being a difference between PS1 and PSX. Unless that's also what you're talking about of like the first thing you said being what people referred to as the PSX. I also didn't know what the difference was. Like was it a completely different console? So this article says the PlayStation had a code name of Orbis. The PS Vita was the NGP, or Next Generation Portable. PlayStation Move was ARC. PlayStation, so the PSX. The PS4 Pro was called the Neo. I vaguely remember something about that. The GBA had a codename of Atlantis. That's pretty cool. PSVR was called Morpheus. Yeah, I don't remember any of those. The PS1 was basically the slim version of the original PlayStation. Well, you know what? Why don't we PSX versus PS1? Wow, okay. I see what you're talking about. And now, of course, they have the even smaller and different version, the PlayStation Classic. Gotcha. Yeah, I always knew they listed there were two different ways to refer to the first generation of PlayStation consoles, but I didn't know there was an actual difference. That's really neat. What all comes on the PlayStation Classic? I forgot that thing came out. Still $80. That sounds about right. 20 preloaded games. Great, but what are they? I'm guessing the Wikipedia article will tell me. So this is why you don't answer my phone calls. Yes, because I'm streaming. I since switching to T-Mobile, I do get text notifications of what's contained in a voicemail. So I did very briefly glance over things. So I know I saw that I had a missed call and I saw that I have a voicemail. So I know I need to get to you once I'm done with stream. Yes, I know what it is. What games are on it? Oh, it depends on your region. Okay. So the ones I would be interested in. So in the basically this category, we've got Battle Arena Toshinden. Never heard of it. Cool Borders 2. Destruction Derby. Final Fantasy 7. Grand Theft Auto. Intelligent Cube. Jumping Flash. Metal Gear Solid. Mr. Driller, Oddworld, Abe's Odyssey, R4 Ridge Racer, the original Rayman, such a good game. Resident Evil, the Director's Cut, Persona, Revelations, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Siphon Filter, Tekken 3, Rainbow Six, Twisted Metal, and Wild... Oh, they put Wild Arms. I loved Wild Arms when I was a kid. Did you want to do the voice chat thing we talked about tonight or not? No, I can't tonight. If we do it, it would be Saturday. Because I have D&D tomorrow... I have something else Friday nights, and Saturday I do stream, but I could also make it my stream too, or do it afterwards. But yeah, Saturdays would probably work the best for that, Hunter. Oh, that's neat. It's nothing super important, just some basic questions. Thanks for stuff. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's not happening because I have either work or D&D Saturday. Do you stream Tuesdays or Mondays? Because Monday I also have stream, but again, I could just make my stream the thing I do on yours. And then every other Tuesday I am free. I also have a D&D game on Tuesday evenings, but it's bi-weekly. But that's usually my free time that I would be able to do that. Saturday is D&D day starting at 5 usually, and this coming week I have a work Saturday too. Well, like I said, like I've got some other days. But yeah, we can work something out. Because, like I said, I do like the idea. It's basically doing a podcast, which is something I've wanted to do anyways. So I do want to. It's just figuring out scheduling shit. I'm also trying to come up with stuff for in terms of like collabs on but as an actual event. So just letting you know, I'm trying to cook up stuff. Monday and Tuesday are free unless I have work stuff, which varies weekly. Okay. Yeah, we can figure stuff out. This fucking bitch in this other room talking about me. Also, tell me if any of these games sound interesting to you guys. I've been playing, more modern games, but I do have a PlayStation 2 physically with some games, so we can do that somehow. Would you want to play It Takes Two? I would. That does sound interesting. I think I would. I would be up for that. Did anyone here ever play Wild Arms? Rayman and Metal Gear Solid would be fun. I know I said Rayman's awesome. I don't think I ever actually played the original Rayman. I know for sure. I think the one I played was Rayman 2. And then I also had a multiplayer Rayman game that they made that was essentially kind of their attempt at a Mario Party, in that it wasn't a Rayman adventure game. It was a mini game collection with the Rayman characters. And that was it was fun, but again, most of the time it was just me playing. So and cool. I'll see how much it costs. It shouldn't. I would imagine it wouldn't cost that much. It seems like a game that's popular enough, but is also popular enough to have a deal on it almost all the time. How do you keybind your scenes to your number pad? In Streamlabs, at least, go to view. Go to the settings cog on the very bottom left. There it is. Okay. Yeah, it's just in your Streamlabs settings, and then hotkeys. And then you have to do it on each individual one under the sources, which is super annoying. Or no, it's not there. I don't know where it is. But you figured it out, so whatever. Yeah. If any of this sounds interesting to you. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, the original Rayman would be super cool. I was actually thinking just last night, because I was watching a meme compilation video, and it had some thing. I was watching a Jimmy here. You Laugh, You Lose, and it had a Metal Gear Solid parody video in it, and that just I realized, I was I have never played a single Metal Gear Solid game, just because unlike a lot of franchises that have gone on that long, the MGS series does doesn't seem to have like a good jumping on point, or if it does, I don't know about it. But it seems I know it is so lore dense that I guess I just don't know where to start besides the beginning, and then that also seems like such an enormous journey to start to take that it has admittedly put me off doing so. But yeah, if so, here's what I'll say, because I'm fine with starting like a new like series on the channel. Like we can pick a day of the week and just play through a series on those days. Um, so if anyone has a suggestion of Metal Gear of how to get into the Metal Gear Solid series, where to start playing, and like maybe a list, that would be super helpful, and maybe we'll do that if I end up liking it. I actually was saying there it is to the Go to View reference again, but I did actually find it out. Okay. Literally saying that's the only reason why I haven't gotten into MGS. Yeah, it seems like how I would imagine an outsider to the Kingdom Hearts series would feel at this point, right? Like you would look at it and be like, "Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 just came out. I guess there's 3 games." And then you look and there's like 19 and you have to play all of them. I very much understand like how daunting of a task it seems when it has like it has all the individual games, and then like almost every single game has like a different version to it. And then it's like, well, maybe, oh, they made compilations, maybe I'll get those. But then there's like 5 different kinds of compilations, because you have like 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, the all-in-one collection. Games that aren't included in the all-in-one collection since they've came out since the all-in-one collection. Oh, there was a mobile game? Like, it's a lot. Dude, I only played 1 and 2. I tried Rechain of Memories, and the playstyle and fights was just... Dude, you are preaching to the choir on that one. So I did a Kingdom Hearts tier list a while ago. And the first one I did was the games. Yeah, still have it pulled up because I was going to finish it. So here, let me move me real quick. Here was my finished tier list for the Kingdom Hearts games themselves. And yeah, Rechain is in C, I believe. Because, and the only reason it's even that high is because I loved its story. The story in Rechain was super good, and the way they presented it was very cool. But the card and battle system itself are so fucking terrible. Like, I hated that game for so long. I really want to go back and eventually play them all, but 1 and 2 are all I've beaten. I did start 3, but it was super flashy and almost felt like an advertisement for Disney rides. I mean, they're in there. I agree with this list. Thank you very much. I do as well, probably because I made it. But yeah, so yeah, like Kingdom Hearts 2, like it's S tier, right? Like it's every time I think about the entirety of the series, it's the one whose aesthetics I loved the most. The silver and blue of the logo, the design of all the characters in the game, the story of the game, just everything about Kingdom Hearts 2 I absolutely love. The drive forms. Dear God, I love the drive forms. -3 made me upset. I was like at the end of the Toy Story world, like the first time you go there, if you go there multiple times. I can't remember if they had multi-world trips in 3. I think they did. I 100% agree. To be honest, I would put 2 in like S+ tier. That's the reason why the 2.5 collection is in S tier, is because, and like at the front, so like within these tiers, each of these games is also like best on the left to worse on the right. So like in the A category, like I don't put all of those games exactly the same. It's like all of these games were of A tier, but I like Birth by Sleep more than I did, like the original Kingdom Hearts, let's say. um I 100% agree, to be honest. Yeah, so the reason 2.5 is S tier and at the front is because it contains the final mix version of Kingdom Hearts 2. So basically the updated and perfected version of my favorite game. So obviously it goes above. They added so much more. They tuned things up. They added the Organization 13 data battles. It was so good. Wait, do you have OG Kingdom Hearts and don't care? No. So OG Kingdom Hearts is in A tier. The thing you're seeing in the don't care is literally the only Kingdom Hearts game made that is not talked about and has nothing to do with any of the other games, nothing to do with the lore. It basically is considered it doesn't exist. And that was a short Kingdom Hearts game that came out for the Vcast, which was a cell phone before smartphones. I will show you. It was this. So yeah. Obviously, I have no idea what happens. I have no idea what's in it. Didn't even know there was a game. Delete it. Yeah, exactly. So we don't talk about Kingdom Hearts VCast. So that's why it's in Don't Care, because it has nothing to do with anything else. I never played it. It means nothing, so don't care. But yeah, the original Kingdom Hearts is A tier, but lower A, because, and that's also why the 1.5 collection is above Kingdom Hearts in A tier, because of the final mix version of Kingdom Hearts, which updated it a bit, uh, modernize some of the things, like adding the triangle for reaction commands and for opening chests and things like that. But it's still Kingdom Hearts 1, which, while phenomenal and obviously kickstarted this entire thing, and still holds up for the most part to this day, it still feels comparatively a little clunky, a little strange, especially in like a lot of like the movement and the navigation. And again, it's all justified because it was the first one. You do have to start somewhere, and obviously it's only hopefully going to build on that and get better. But it isn't, it isn't S. Birth by Sleep was a real. I went back and forth between S and A. And again, like, this is very personal, right? So, but the reason I ended up putting it in A and not S is because it had enough flaws in it for me to be like, it's not quite S, but it is so close. It's definitely the highest A I can give it. It's like, if we're grading on a scale here, it's a 98, a 99 out of 100, but it's not quite that 100 enough to get into S tier. My emote hasn't been approved yet. It's still waiting for approval. I have no idea how those things work. I haven't messed with emotes yet. I don't think I can, not being an affiliate yet. Because I was also trying to figure out channel points the other day, and I just wasn't seeing the options come up. And that's when I finally figured out that it's you have to be an affiliate for it. So can't help you there. You can actually, I think, but channel point. Yeah, I know for sure channel points are affiliate only. Maybe I can mess with the emotes. I haven't tried. And that's just more coming from like I never use them in chats either. Very occasionally on Pay Money Wubby, the channel that I watch. Occasionally I'll use some of his emotes, but I gotta like be in the mood for it. I just usually don't mess with them. And I also haven't like I don't feel like I have enough on my channel yet to have an idea of what I would even have as an emote. Like the only thing that keeps getting brought up is my bowel movements, and like I don't want that to be a thing I'm known for, and I definitely don't want an emote for it. Although I am the one that perpetuates it by constantly putting up when I'm pooping, but hey, it happens a lot, okay? But yeah, Birth by Sleep was an A because I love almost every aspect of it. Some of the detriments were just that while the 3-character story thing is neat, I didn't feel like there's like every time I'm like, oh, you know what? I really want to replay Birth by Sleep. And I'll start doing it. And then I realize, wow, I have to do this 3 times. And it just I get crushed under the weight of that like pressure of like, God, like if I really want to do this, I've got to beat it as 3 different characters, grind each character, which means doing the exact same missions in the Mirage Arena over and over and melding the same commands over and over and doing this and doing that. And it's like, for my first playthrough, absolutely, I played the shit out of that game. But I'm just not the type of person who can do all that stuff again. Like, just doing it again doesn't mean anything to me. Because, like, the first time, like, I have a goal to do it, you know, like, to beat it and say that I did it. But after that, it's like, I'm not going to put that much effort into this just to, like, relive a bit of nostalgia. Creator dashboard, viewer rewards, emotes, and you should be able to upload them on the right screen, I think. Well, let me check, because I have a Twitch tab pulled up. Creator dashboard, viewer rewards. Nope. Only thing I have are drops. That's the only thing I can mess with, and even then it's just turning shit on and off. But I also don't play any of the games that have drops. Rip. Well, I mean, we're getting close. Today actually is a big help for it, because so I'm at 53, 54 followers. So the only other thing I need to reach affiliate now is to average 3 viewers. Once I get the 3 viewership average, I'll be affiliate. And we've been close to that most of this time, so it's the one annoying part, because it's not something you can just do. It's you know, it's an overtime thing. You have to average 3 viewers over the course of a month. So we're getting there. I'm at one. I am at achievements, build a community. Nope. Path to affiliate, average 3 viewers. I'm at 1.56. So we're halfway there. I just thought of another emote. I could use a tombstone that says "RIP" and my head sticking out of the grave with X for eyes and my tongue sticking out. That would be a good one. That would definitely be interesting. Although I think just the gravestone would probably get your point across well enough. Because the other thing, like, so, and one of the things I actually was going to talk to you about, we'll probably have to rethink the, oh, hey, how about I get off of that? Not that had any, like, private information, I don't think. Anyways, the welcome one will probably have to be simplified because, like, remember, like, how tiny they're going to be. Um, so, like, the more detail, like, it's just going to look like a, I don't know, like, you're not going to be able to see what it is. But if it's, like, just a tombstone that says RIP, like, that's, it's simple enough. It can be seen as, like, any size, and you'll still, like, basically understand what it's for. You can see, a gray half pill and understand that that's probably a gravestone. You'll get there, my dude. I wish you were on later because I have streamers I can direct raids to, but they're very late streamers. Yeah, and that's true / fair. Yeah, I know. Unfortunately, I still got the actual job to worry about. And I have to be there. I have to be up every day. I get up at 7, between 7 and 7:30. So, yeah, most times I get the notification that you're going live is like close to the moment that I'm like falling asleep. Like every time I see your live notification go on, I'm like, oh, Hunter's on. I hope he has a good And again, no one's fault. Like, I'm not harassing you for it or nothing, or telling you should make a different schedule. I know you're doing what you need to based on your schedule. It just doesn't happen to coincide with mine a lot, unfortunately. What the fuck got us on this subject? I know we were being nostalgic, so I think maybe that had something to do with it. How did I bring up Kingdom Hearts? Oh, we were talking about MGS. That's right. Yeah, my schedule sadly is whack, so I usually wind up streaming late. Yeah. Yeah, I start at, so on Wednesdays I start at 4 my time. On Monday and Saturday I start at 6, and I still have people, a couple people in my community being like, "Hey man, like, I'd watch, but you get on way too late." But they're also from across the pond, so like I'm going live at like anywhere from like 11 to 1 a.m. their time. I'm shocked that they found me in the first place. Anyway, I'm about to go to Overwatch on stream. If you feel like playing with that, cool or not, then well, whatever. You have fun, my dude. I'm probably not going to be streaming for too much longer. I thought I was going to be playing New Vegas today, but we kind of just did this shit instead. But I got to get off soon to start on dinner and everything. So, obviously, thank you for showing up. I'll message you once I'm like kind of sitting down and done. I'll look over the message you sent me. Well, feel free to hop on Overwatch with me. I'll be playing late. Message Mana. I don't know what they're doing, but they're usually always up for some Overwatch. So, I don't know if they're playing with anyone right now or not, but no. All right. Well, it was just a suggestion. Joking. Yeah. Well, all right, man. Thanks a lot. You have a good night. Do I want to do? Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. How's that? Go play Overwatch, you dumbass. I imagine us just sitting there and screaming back and forth, don't tell me what to do. I mean, that's what we were getting to. I can't, I'm too dumb. No. No, man. No. So convincing. Hey, I try. New Nino Kuni MMO dropped, so I'm gonna grind that. Have a good rest of the stream. All right, thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, I'm actually probably just gonna go ahead and wrap up. So, thank you everybody who was here for the Wednesday stream today. Yep, see you later, man. As usual, the VOD for the stream will be up on the YouTube channel by tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. I'll be live on Saturday. Okay. Oh, dude, I'm trying out a new intro on my stream. If you want to check it out and tell me if it works well. I was about to reply to you in chat. Yes. Just give me a second to end my stream and then I'll head over there. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. VOD for this will be up on YouTube by 10 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Next stream will be on Saturday, I think. For some reason, I felt like I had a schedule change. Oh, no. This Saturday, we're fine. So next stream will be this Saturday. I may do another, like, long all-day stream on Saturday like we did last week. I'm not sure. It did pretty well. So who knows? We'll see. As usual, I have no idea what we're doing. Social, follow on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. I have a link for donations if anyone can please help me. God. But yeah, guys, that was it for today. Thank you all for joining. I'm sure we will actually get to some New Vegas next time. All right, guys. I love you all. Have fun.